In this video, we're exploring the 6 most valuable and ultra-rare buffalo nickels and wartime nickels ever struck in the United States. These classic 5-cent coins carry incredible stories of history, artistry, and hidden value. Some of these nickels may look ordinary, but their rarity and errors make them worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars today. Let's get started. First up, we're diving into one of America's most fascinating and valuable nickels, the ultra-rare 1936 Buffalo nickel struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Even in very dirty condition, this coin carries remarkable historical weight and value that continues to captivate collectors across the world. The 1936 Buffalo nickel is not just a 5-cent piece. It's a window into America's past, a symbol of artistic craftsmanship, and one of the most recognizable coins ever minted in the United States. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just beginning your journey into coin collecting, this episode will show you why the 1936 Philadelphia Buffalo nickel remains a prized gem in the numismatic community. The story of the 1936 Buffalo nickel begins in the midst of a changing America. The Great Depression was gradually easing, and the nation was beginning to recover economically. During this period, the United States Mint continued producing coins that reflected the country's identity, pride, and resilience. The Buffalo nickel, officially known as the Indian head nickel, had already been in production since 1913 and was admired for its detailed and distinctly American design. The 1936 issue from the Philadelphia Mint is one of the last few full production years before the design was replaced by the Jefferson Nickel in 1938. Over 119 million pieces were struck that year, but very few survive today in top condition, and even fewer carry the distinct luster, detail, and clarity that make collectors' hearts race. When you take a closer look at the design of the 1936 Buffalo nickel, it's easy to understand why it's such a celebrated piece of numismatic art. On the obverse, the coin features the powerful image of a Native American chief, a composite portrait said to be inspired by several real-life tribal leaders. His features, bold, dignified, and proud, capture a timeless sense of strength and identity. The word liberty appears on the right edge, balanced by the date 1936 on the lower left. On the reverse side, you'll find the iconic American bison standing on a raised mound, representing the untamed frontier and the spirit of the West. The words United States of America and E pluribus unum arc above the animal, while 5 cents rests below. Even in a very dirty condition, traces of its original detail, the bison's shaggy mane, the ground line beneath its hooves, and the chief's headdress, can often still be seen, reminding us of its craftsmanship and artistic depth. Despite its large mintage, the 1936 Philadelphia Buffalo nickel has become rare over time, especially in well-preserved or original condition. Many coins were heavily circulated, leaving only worn and dirty examples today. The nickel's soft metal composition made it particularly prone to wear, and millions were lost, melted, or damaged through years of use. A small number, however, have survived with sharp detail and beautiful natural toning, often referred to as full horn examples, where the buffalo's horn remains fully visible, a key factor in determining value. Even coins that appear dull, dirty, or heavily worn can surprise collectors if they retain readable features or show faint signs of luster under magnification. Collector demand for the 1936 Buffalo nickel remains strong for several reasons. First, it represents the final era of a design beloved by generations of coin enthusiasts. Second, it embodies American heritage, a tribute to the nation's native culture and its frontier legacy. The coin's distinctive artwork and texture make it stand out from nearly every other series, including the later Jefferson nickels that replaced it. Collectors are drawn to the Buffalo nickel not only for its beauty, but also for the challenge of finding well-struck examples with full detail. When it comes to market value, the 1936 Philadelphia Buffalo nickel offers a wide range depending on condition, eye appeal, and strike quality. In very dirty or heavily worn condition, its value typically starts around $1,000 to $3,000. However, if the details remain visible and the coin shows partial horn definition or better surfaces, the price can jump to $2,000 or more. Coins in higher circulated grades like very fine, VF, or extremely fine, XF, can command between $2,500 and $7,500. Uncirculated specimens, especially those with a strong strike and lustrous surfaces, often sell for $3,000 to $8,000. Exceptional examples graded mint state 65 or higher can reach $9,000 or more, while a perfect full horn strike in pristine condition has been known to sell for over $12,000 at major coin auctions. Proof versions from 1936, which were struck in very limited numbers, are even rarer, with prices exceeding several $1,000s depending on grade and preservation. The 1936 Philadelphia Buffalo nickel is far more than an old 5-cent coin. It's a tangible connection to America's heritage, artistry, and enduring spirit. Its beauty lies in both its design and its history, symbolizing a chapter of American coinage that continues to inspire collectors worldwide. Even in very dirty condition, it tells a story that bridges the nation's past and present. If you happen to find one tucked away in an old box or mixed with spare change, take a closer look. You might be holding a small but powerful piece of U.S. history. Stay tuned, because in our next video, we'll explore another incredible find, the ultra-rare 1937 D three-legged Buffalo nickel, one of the most mysterious and valuable nickels ever struck in the United States. And secondly, we're talking about the most valuable and rare, the 1943 Jefferson Wartime nickel with the Philadelphia P mint mark stands as one of the most fascinating and highly sought-after coins in American numismatics. Collectors across the globe are drawn to its deep historical significance, striking design, and the unique story it tells about a nation at war. Unlike ordinary nickels, this 5-cent piece represents a moment when America's resources were redirected to support the fight during World War II, making each surviving specimen a tangible piece of that era. Even in a very dirty or heavily circulated condition, the 1943 P nickel continues to captivate enthusiasts with its rarity, charm, and the mystery of its wartime composition, securing its position as a prized treasure among collectors and historians alike. The history behind the 1943 Jefferson Wartime nickel is as compelling as its design. During World War II, nickel metal was urgently needed for military production, specifically for armor plating and other wartime uses. To conserve this critical material, the U.S. Mint temporarily altered the composition of the 5-cent coin, replacing nickel with a blend of 56% copper, 35% silver, and 9% manganese. Minted at the Philadelphia Mint, this coin proudly bears a large P mint mark above Monticello on the reverse, marking the first time in U.S. coinage history that the Philadelphia Mint used its mint mark. Each coin produced during this time served a dual purpose: to facilitate commerce and to reflect the nation's unity and adaptability during one of the most challenging periods in modern history. The design of the 1943 P. Jefferson nickel remains one of the most iconic in American coinage. On the obverse, Felix Schlag's depiction of President Thomas Jefferson presents a strong, classical profile, symbolizing wisdom and leadership. The inscriptions, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date, 1943, frame his portrait with dignified balance. The reverse features Jefferson's Virginia home, Monticello, rendered with elegant simplicity and architectural precision. The inclusion of the bold P mint mark above Monticello sets this wartime issue apart from earlier designs. Measuring 21.2 millimeters in diameter and weighing 5 grams, the coin's silver alloy gives it a distinct pale tone that differentiates it from standard nickels, an immediate visual cue of its wartime heritage. What truly enhances the allure of the 1943 P nickel is its rarity and high-grade condition. While over 271 million pieces were minted, many have since suffered the effects of circulation, corrosion, and improper storage due to their silver content. Finding an example that has retained its sharp details and original luster is an increasing challenge for collectors. Error varieties, such as double die obverse or reverse strikes, add further layers of desirability. Even coins in very dirty or heavily worn condition hold considerable interest, as they often carry the visible marks of time and history, connecting their owners directly to the 1940s era in which they were used. In terms of market value, the 1943 P. Jefferson Wartime nickel has proven itself to be a solid performer in the numismatic market. Average circulated examples typically trade for modest amounts, but coins in uncirculated or high mint state condition can command significantly higher prices. Depending on grade, rarity, and eye appeal, values can range anywhere from $1,000 to $8,000 for exceptionally well-preserved or rare varieties. Collectors particularly prize examples certified by professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC, where the combination of strong strike, luster, and minimal marks can push the coin into the upper price tiers. Its blend of historical importance and intrinsic silver value ensures continued demand and steady appreciation. For collectors looking to add this historic coin to their collection, there are a few essential tips to follow. Always prioritize coins that have been authenticated and graded by reputable services, as this helps protect against counterfeits and ensures accurate market valuation. When possible, seek examples with sharp detail and original toning rather than clean surfaces. Proper storage is crucial. Silver-containing coins are susceptible to tarnish and should be kept in airtight holders away from humidity and direct sunlight. Engaging with established numismatic communities, attending coin shows, and following auction trends can also provide valuable insights into current market dynamics and help identify undervalued opportunities. The 1943 P. nickel silver composition gives it a unique character compared to traditional copper-nickel coins. Over time, these coins can develop natural patiness and hues, often adding visual appeal rather than detracting from it. While many collectors prefer brilliant examples, others find charm in coins that show the natural effects of age, particularly those in very dirty or uncleaned condition, which can tell their own story of circulation and survival. This range of collector preferences ensures that every specimen, regardless of condition, finds its place within the broader tapestry of American coin collecting. Beyond its material and monetary worth, the 1943 P. Wartime nickel embodies the resilience and innovation of the United States during one of its most trying times. It symbolizes a nation's ability to adapt, to sacrifice comfort for necessity, and to leave behind artifacts that carry stories of courage and resourcefulness. Each coin minted during this period stands as a testament to both artistry and utility, a rare blend seldom seen in modern coinage. As a result, the 1943 P. nickel continues to inspire admiration and respect among serious collectors, historians, and patriotic Americans. The 1943 Jefferson Wartime nickel with the Philadelphia P. mint mark remains a captivating piece of American history that seamlessly blends artistry, rarity, and significance. Whether held in pristine, uncirculated condition or in a very dirty, time-worn state, it connects collectors to the nation's wartime past in a way few other coins can. Its combination of silver composition, distinctive mint mark, and enduring historical value ensures that it will always hold a special place in the world of numismatics. For those who pursue it, the 1943 P. nickel represents more than just a coin. It is a lasting symbol of American ingenuity, perseverance, and the timeless allure of collecting. And thirdly, we're deep dive into the world of iconic and valuable American coinage, a coin that stands as a genuine legend in the Buffalo Nickel series, the 1922 with the Denver D mint mark. The 1922 Denver Mint Buffalo Nickel is one of the key dates in the entire series, a coin that is perennially sought after by collectors and one that commands astronomical prices in any recognizable condition. Its collectability stems directly from its extreme rarity, a situation caused by a perfect storm of low mintage figures and a unique minting error that makes fully struck examples nearly non-existent. While the official mintage is recorded at a very low 2,018,000 pieces, the number of coins that actually survived with a full and clear strike is believed to be a small fraction of that figure, creating a feeding frenzy among series specialists who need this coin to complete their sets. This coin represents a monumental challenge, and owning one, even in a heavily worn or very dirty state, is considered a significant achievement. To understand the 1922 D, we must look at the context of its production. The Denver Mint in the early 1920s was using worn-out dies to strike these coins, a common cost-saving measure. For the 1922 D, this resulted in coins that were often weakly impressed onto the planchets, leaving many details mushy and incomplete. Furthermore, evidence suggests that the dies were heavily polished and repolished in an attempt to remove clash marks and other damage, which had the unintended consequence of further flattening the design elements. This means that the vast majority of 1922 D nickels you will ever see, even in this very dirty condition we are discussing, exhibit a noticeably weak strike, particularly on the buffalo's horn and the hoof. This combination of low mintage and poor production quality is what creates the legend of this coin. The design, conceived by James Earl Fraser, is a masterpiece of American numismatics, but on the 1922 D, its full glory is often hard to appreciate. The obverse features the classic profile of a Native American chief, a composite portrait Fraser created from several individual models. On a well-struck coin, you would see sharp details in the braided hair, the cheekbone, and the feather headdress. The reverse showcases the iconic American bison, black diamond, standing on a mound of earth. The critical points to examine on any 1922 D are the horn and the front hoof on the reverse. On most specimens, these areas are exceptionally weak, with the horn often barely visible and the hoof lacking any defined detail. The 5 cents inscription on the mound is also frequently faint, a victim of the worn dies and weak strike. When we talk about rarity and survival rates for the 1922 D Buffalo nickel, the numbers are staggering for a 20th century coin. It is estimated that only a few hundred examples exist in all grades that collectors would consider, and the number of coins grading above good condition drops off precipitously. Finding one with a sharp strike is the ultimate prize, but even in a very dirty, heavily worn state like the one we are referencing, the coin remains exceptionally rare. Most of the survivors spent decades in circulation, which accounts for the heavy wear and accumulated grime, and they were likely pulled from circulation by sharp-eyed collectors and dealers long after they were minted. The survival of any 1922 D nickel in a collectible state is a minor miracle, and the condition census for this issue is dominated by coins that would be considered low-grade in any other series. In the world of Buffalo nickels, the 1922 D stands shoulder to shoulder with the legendary 1916 double die obverse and the 1937 D three-legged buffalo as one of the series' big 3 key dates. Its collector demand is perpetually sky-high. It is not just a coin. It is a necessary component for anyone attempting a complete date and mint-mark set of Buffalo nickels. Without the 1922 D, a collection has a glaring, expensive hole. This foundational demand from set builders, combined with the coin's inherent scarcity, ensures that it will always be a blue-chip numismatic asset. It stands out not for its beauty, but for its formidable challenge and the story its poor condition tells about the Denver Mint's struggles a century ago. The market value for a 1922 D Buffalo nickel in a very dirty and heavily worn condition, which would likely grade like a fair or AG3, is substantial and reflects its key date status. For a problem-free example in such low grade, albeit very dirty with surface grime, but no serious damage, you can expect a current market value ranging from approximately $1,200 on the very low end for a barely identifiable piece, up to $2,500 or more for a coin that, while dirty, still has all its major features like the date and mint mark clearly visible and a slightly stronger strike. If this same coin were to be professionally graded and encapsulated, even in this low state, the value would be solidified and could easily command prices in the $2,000 to $3,000 range, as the market has consistently shown a willingness to pay a premium for authenticated examples of this rarity. For collectors aiming to pursue a coin like the 1922 D, the advice is to prioritize authenticity and eye appeal within the context of its known shortcomings. Given the budget required, it is absolutely paramount to buy a coin that has been professionally graded by either PCGS or NGC. This authentication verifies that the coin is genuine and protects you from the sophisticated counterfeits that exist for this key date. Focus on the legibility of the date and mint mark, and look for the strongest possible strike you can afford, paying particular attention to the buffalo's horn. The 1922 D Buffalo Nickel is a numismatic titan. Its importance cannot be overstated for the series specialist, and its appeal stretches to any collector who appreciates a coin with a great story, extreme rarity, and undeniable historical significance. It is a tangible relic of a mint struggling with worn-out equipment, a coin that was never truly meant to be beautiful, but was destined to become a legend. Its very dirty, well-circulated state only adds to its character, telling a visual story of a long life in commerce before being rescued by a collector who recognized its true worth. For both new and seasoned collectors, the 1922 D represents a pinnacle, a coin that embodies the very essence of the challenge and reward of numismatics. And speaking of pinnacle coins, for our next discussion, we will be moving forward in time to another series entirely to examine a stunning and equally challenging silver dime, a coin that is the absolute key to the Mercury dime series and one with a story of its own involving a subtle and valuable overdate. You will not want to miss the story of the incredibly elusive 1942 of 41 Mercury dime. And fourthly, we're exploring the most valuable and expensive, the 1941 Jefferson Nickel. Without a mint mark, stands as a truly fascinating and highly sought-after piece within the realm of American numismatics, captivating enthusiasts with its direct link to a pivotal moment in national history. This particular coin represents the final full year of the series struck in the original pre-war metallic composition, making it a poignant and prized treasure for collectors who specialize in the Jefferson series or in coins of the World War II era. Its appeal is magnified by the historical context of its production, as these coins were the last of their kind before the nation's entry into the war necessitated a change in the very metal used to create them. The demand for this issue in any condition underscores its significance, but examples presenting unique characteristics, such as a very dirty surfaces from decades of exposure, tell a story that many find irresistibly compelling, offering a tangible piece of a bygone era. The historical context of the 1941 Jefferson Nickel is deeply intertwined with the closing chapter of peace before America's involvement in the Second World War. Authorized to replace the Buffalo Nickel and first minted in 1938, the Jefferson Nickel series was still in its relative infancy when the 1941 issues were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is why they carry no mint mark. This was the last year the coin was minted in its original form, using a composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel. By the following year, the urgent need for nickel for the war effort would lead to the emergency composition of 35% silver, making the 1941 issues the final standard issue Jefferson nickels of their kind. This positions the coin as a tangible connection to the past, a small piece of currency that circulated as the nation teetered on the brink of global conflict, unaware of the monumental changes to come. The coin's unique features are centered on the iconic designs by Felix Schlag, whose artwork won the prestigious competition for the new nickel. The obverse presents a dignified left-facing portrait of President Thomas Jefferson, hailed as a profound representation of the founding father, with the inscriptions "In God We Trust" to the right and "Liberty" and the date to the left. The reverse is equally celebrated for its depiction of Jefferson's home, Monticello, rendered with impressive architectural detail that includes the fine lines of the columns and the delicate brickwork. The word Monticello is prominently displayed above the building, with E pluribus unum above that and 5 cents below. The full absence of a mint mark below the depiction of Monticello confirms its origin as a product of the main Philadelphia Mint, a key identifier for this specific variety. When discussing the rarity and condition of the 1941 no mint mark nickel, it is crucial to understand that while the Philadelphia Mint produced over 200 million examples, making it a common coin in lower grades, its status changes dramatically when considering the effects of time and circulation. A coin described as being in very dirty condition presents a unique numismatic puzzle. The heavy layer of grime, oxidation, or environmental damage can obscure the underlying details, making it exceptionally challenging to accurately assess its true grade and identify potential more valuable varieties. In the world of coin collecting, condition is paramount, and a dirty surface often signifies a coin that has been harshly treated, potentially cleaned, or stored in adverse conditions, which can severely impact its marketability and value compared to a problem-free example with original surfaces. The market value for a standard 1941 Philadelphia Jefferson nickel in typical circulated grades is quite modest, often ranging from $1 to $2, as they are readily available to collectors. However, the value can shift when dealing with coins in certified mint state condition or those exhibiting significant errors. A specimen in mint state 67 condition can command prices in the range of $1,000 to $10,500 due to its superb preservation. The coin described as being in very dirty condition, however, would likely be valued at the very lowest end of the spectrum, potentially worth only its face value or a small premium, unless it can be authenticated as a notable error coin. Its commercial appeal would be limited primarily to collectors seeking an inexpensive filler coin or those fascinated by coins with pronounced environmental damage, as the dirty surfaces dramatically reduce its eye appeal and collector demand. For collectors pursuing this coin, several key tips are essential to ensure a wise acquisition. The foremost advice is to prioritize coins that have been professionally graded and encapsulated by leading services such as PCGS or NGC, as this removes any uncertainty regarding authenticity and condition, which is especially critical for high-grade examples. When inspecting a raw coin, such as one advertised as very dirty, one must be exceedingly cautious, as the grime may be hiding imperfections or attempts at alteration. It is always recommended to purchase from reputable dealers or established auction houses that provide clear return policies. For the 1941 nickel, collectors should also diligently inspect for the sought-after 1941 double die reverse variety, which shows noticeable doubling on the word Monticello and the building's details, as this variety commands a substantial premium, valued in the hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on its grade. Beyond the immediate acquisition, engaging with the wider numismatic community provides invaluable insights and opportunities. Connecting with fellow Jefferson nickel enthusiasts through coin clubs, online forums, and major numismatic conventions can lead to mentorship, trading opportunities, and a deeper understanding of market trends for this series. These interactions often reveal nuances about strike quality, surface texture, and toning that are essential for making informed decisions, particularly when evaluating a coin with compromised surfaces like a dirty specimen. This collective knowledge is a powerful tool for any collector aiming to build a meaningful and valuable collection centered on these iconic pieces of American coinage. The 1941 Jefferson nickel from the Philadelphia Mint is a captivating collectible that masterfully blends historical significance, artistic merit, and the intriguing challenge of condition census. While a very dirty example represents the lower end of the collectability spectrum, it still serves as an affordable and tangible piece of pre-war history. In higher, problem-free grades, it demonstrates strong potential as both a cherished collectible and a sound numismatic investment. Its story as the last of the standard-issue nickels before the wartime emergency makes it a perennial favorite, ensuring its place in collections for generations to come. The pursuit of this coin, whether in a well-worn or pristine state, is a rewarding endeavor that connects the holder to the final moments of America's peacetime economy. It stands as a small but powerful testament to a nation on the cusp of profound change, offering a collecting goal that is as historically rich as it is personally satisfying for numismatists of all interests and backgrounds. And at the end, we're exploring the most rare and valuable, the 1925 Buffalo nickel with the Denver D Mint mark, is one of those ultra-rare treasures that can transform an ordinary pocket find into a life-changing discovery. Minted nearly a century ago in Denver, this coin is not just an old 5-cent piece. It's a historic artifact with the power to rewrite your financial story overnight. Many collectors consider the 1925 D Buffalo nickel one of the most valuable coins ever released by the U.S. Mint, and its worth today can soar into the tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars depending on its condition. Even a dirty or well-worn example holds immense collector interest because of its rarity, history, and striking design that symbolizes the true spirit of America. What makes the 1925 D Buffalo nickel so remarkable is the story behind it. During the 1920s, the U.S. Mint in Denver produced only a limited number of these coins, and many were struck with weak details because of worn dies and minting pressure inconsistencies. Over time, the majority of these coins entered circulation, wearing down the intricate features of the Native American portrait and the proud American bison on the reverse. That's why finding a 1925 D with even partial details visible is extremely difficult, and collectors are willing to pay astonishing amounts to own one in any grade. The design itself adds to the coin's prestige. Created by sculptor James Earl Fraser, the Buffalo nickel is an icon of early American coinage. The obverse features a Native American chief, believed to be a composite of several real tribal leaders, while the reverse depicts the mighty buffalo, a powerful symbol of the American frontier. Each detail tells a story of endurance and heritage, and the artistry has captivated collectors for over 100 years. The 1925 D version, because of its limited mintage and fragile striking quality, stands out as one of the most desirable issues in the entire Buffalo nickel series. In very dirty or circulated condition, a 1925 D Buffalo nickel can still fetch significant money. Even heavily worn pieces can be valued in the range of $50 to $300. However, if the coin retains a few visible design features and the D mint mark is clear, the price can rise steeply. In higher grades, especially those with sharp details and clean surfaces, auction results have reached over $50,000, and in pristine mint state conditions, certified examples have crossed the $100,000 mark. It's this incredible leap in value that fuels collectors' dreams of finding one hidden away in an old drawer or collection. One reason the 1925 D Buffalo nickel commands such high prices is its extreme scarcity in well-preserved condition. Most coins minted in Denver during that year suffered from weak strikes, making them appear soft or flat in detail, especially around the date and bison's head. Because of this, collectors will pay astronomical sums for coins that show strong strikes or bold details. These rare survivors are almost mythical in the numismatic world, and their appearance at auction often draws global attention. The historical significance of the Buffalo nickel series also adds to its allure. Struck from 1913 to 1938, these coins captured a moment in American history when the country was transitioning from the Old West to the modern era. The 1925 D issue was produced during a time of economic optimism before the Great Depression, representing an age of progress, strength, and identity. Every 1925 D Buffalo nickel that still exists today is a small but powerful link to that transformative period in U.S. history. Collectors and investors alike recognize that rare coins like the 1925 D Buffalo nickel are far more than pieces of metal. They are assets of extraordinary value. As demand for historic American coins continues to grow, their market prices have skyrocketed. Many coins that were once worth just a few dollars decades ago are now selling for life-changing sums. For example, high-grade Buffalo nickels have been known to reach six-figure prices, making them some of the most valuable 5-cent coins ever produced. For anyone holding an old nickel collection, this is a wake-up call. Don't overlook those dirty old coins. They could be your ticket to unimaginable wealth. Another fascinating aspect of the 1925 D Buffalo nickel's appeal is the mystery and excitement of the hunt. Thousands of collectors across the world search estate sales, old piggy banks, coin jars, and flea markets in hopes of uncovering one of these forgotten gems. Each discovery, no matter how small, brings with it the thrill of history and the potential of a massive payday. The idea that a coin worth just 5 cents could turn into thousands of dollars captures the imagination of collectors everywhere and keeps the legend of the Buffalo nickel alive, that in very dirty condition. The value might not reach record-breaking heights, but the story it tells is just as rich. Dirt, and will only add to the authenticity of a coin that has survived nearly a century of circulation. Even a worn 1925 D has undeniable collector appeal, especially to those who appreciate its historical significance and rarity. It serves as a reminder that some of the most valuable treasures aren't found in banks or vaults. They're hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone to recognize their true worth. Many collectors underestimate how powerful provenance and authentication can be when it comes to the 1925 D Buffalo nickel. With so many counterfeits and altered coins in circulation, a professionally certified piece can command double or even triple the value of an uncertified one. Grading companies such as PCGS and NGC evaluate each coin's authenticity, strike quality, and surface preservation, factors that can dramatically influence price. A genuine 1925 D with a strong strike and original luster, even if slightly dirty, is a dream find for serious numismatists. Some lucky discoveries have emerged from old coin rolls and inherited collections, instantly propelling their owners into headlines after realizing they were sitting on a fortune for decades without knowing it. The thrill of uncovering one of these ultra-rare nickels is a story every collector hopes to live. The 1925 D Buffalo nickel is more than a collectible. It's a symbol of persistence, craftsmanship, and historical legacy. Its rugged design, weak strikes, and rarity make it a tangible reminder of the early 20th century minting era and America's evolution during that time. Each surviving example has traveled through countless hands, carrying silent stories of generations past. Whether coated in dirt or polished by time, this nickel's true value lies not just in metal or money, but in the timeless fascination it inspires. For collectors, owning one is like holding a piece of the nation's soul, an artifact that connects wealth, history, and destiny in one extraordinary coin. So before you spend that old nickel or dismiss a coin as pocket change, take a closer look. That dusty, tarnished piece might just be one of the ultra-rare 1925 D Buffalo nickels capable of changing your life overnight. Rare coins like this are the true silver dollars of fortune, hidden gateways to immense value. Whether you're a casual coin hunter or a seasoned collector, one thing is certain. The 1925 D Buffalo nickel remains one of the most fascinating, valuable, and iconic coins in U.S. history, and owning one could make you part of a legacy that turns small change into unimaginable wealth.